All right, guys. Bitcoin coming in 43,960. Overall, had a little bit of a rebound, I'd say. We dropped down to 41,000, 500. Back up to $44,000 yesterday. Now we're kind of under 44,000. Everybody's still waiting for that ETF news, which I don't know, guys. I'm starting to get bored with it. I'm like sick of hearing about this ETF. It was fun 3 or 4 months ago. 6 months ago, even up until last month, it's interesting. But at this point, it's kind of like either shit or get off the pot. I'll tell you, at this point with the whole ETF thing, even if the ETF does get approved, which it looks like it's probably already baked into the cake, I don't think Bitcoin's going much above $45,000. It may on a spike, and I think it's going to be mainly a Bitcoin pump. But I think as far as your altcoins right now, I think your altcoins had their leg up over the last couple months, and I think we're probably going to see overall sideways action for a lot of these altcoins and even Bitcoin as well until we get closer to that halving. You know, I never expected much to happen before the Bitcoin halving, and the whole ETF thing kind of accelerated everything. It kind of accelerated everything by 3 or 4 months, essentially. But I think once this whole ETF trade is over, I think we're just going to kind of go sideways and kind of hang out. I do think we'll get an initial pump where everybody thinks we're going to go up to $50,000. It's going to be a good day for sure. We're going to see some bullishness. But I do think in the end, we're probably going to settle back down to where we are right now, 43, 45,000, maybe even go under 40,000. And then as we get closer to that Bitcoin halving, we'll start to go up. I mean, if you see overall right now, all your altcoins are looking extremely weak. I always do top gaming coins because most of these gaming coins are lower cap coins, and they give you like an overall gauge on what's going on in the market in general. And if you look at these top crypto gaming coins, most of them are down 15, 20, even 30% over the 7-day. Probably not a bad time to be buying some of these gaming coins, but this time last week when I did my video, most of these gaming coins on the 7-day were up 20, 30%. So you're seeing an overall weakness. And right now, of course, everybody's talking about the ETF. So today is Friday. Apparently, we're supposed to get some news today. Well, maybe we'll get the news the minute I post this video. But here's the article. Rumor mill goes into overdrive for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval on Friday. So everybody's kind of expecting something to happen today. Several tweets on CryptoX have fueled hopes that a spot ETF could be approved on Friday, though some analysts don't think it will happen so soon. I thought it was supposed to happen on the 6th, but the 6th is tomorrow, which is Saturday. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I don't know, guys. I really don't even care at this point. I think people are a little too obsessed with this ETF, and I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if the thing gets delayed again. I mean, I have no freaking idea. The one thing I do know, I'm not like a master TA guy. I'm a sentiment guy. I learned a lot of lessons last bull market. I know Bitcoin has major pumps, major crashes, and I just think we're kind of due to being kind of a boring pullback phase right now. Here's an article from Arthur Hayes. March banking crisis could rerun risk of 40% Bitcoin crash. Bitcoin dipping 20% would be healthy, but up to 40% is possible depending on liquidity conditions, the former BitMEX says now reveals. I could easily see a 30 to 40% correction. Bitcoin bulls are feeling broadly confident this year as the United States' first spot Bitcoin ETF are slated to get regulatory approval. It should be like a drinking game now if you're in crypto. Every time you see ETF. Combined with a block subsidy happening in April, the events constructed what could be a landmark year for Bitcoin. Yes, I do think 2024 is going to be a great year for Bitcoin. Definitely getting back up to $60,000, $70,000, maybe even $80,000. No question. Most of these altcoins are going to 5, 10x. The question is, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen before the Bitcoin halving and leading up to the halving? I think we're going to be in a sideways bearish trade or bearish price action. I think we already had some nice pumpamentals over the last couple months. That said, for Hayes, it's all designed to give up a straight line. The reason, he says, lies with the U.S. Federal Reserve as it attempted to steady an economy that is cutting inflation, but sadly with instability. So even if you just cut out this article, cut out everything Arthur Hayes is saying, just kind of if you look at the chart, you look at what Bitcoin's done over the last 6 months, going under 40,000, a 20% dump in Bitcoin, a 40% dump in your altcoins is definitely on the table, and I would probably be expecting it. Like I said, I don't think this whole ETF thing is going to take Bitcoin much higher than it is right now. We'll definitely have some pumpage, but I think it's going to die off. With that said, there is some Cardano. Cardano flashing bullish signal. Could skyrocket over 70%, says Coin Bureau's Guy Turner, but there's a catch. A widely followed analyst says smart contract platform Cardano could be gearing up for a massive move to the upside. In a new video update, Guy Turner, the host of Coin Bureau, tells his 2 million YouTube subscribers that the Ethereum competitor might be printing a bullish pattern that could increase its current value by more than 74%. The crash altcoins saw in October appears to be due to their correction to small cap stocks, which likewise crashed around then. And the reason why small cap stock crashed was because long-term interest rates had been rising fast. Since October, long-term interest rates have been falling just as quick, and the result has been an almost 3x increase in Cardano's price. Its weekly chart suggests that it could be in the process of painting a bull flag. If that plays out, Cardano could rally as high as $1, given that the significant zone of resistance. Yes, I do think there is significant resistance for Cardano at $1, and I do think Cardano is going to get over $1, and I think it's going to happen definitely probably in the next couple months. My only thing is I think leading up to that $1, we're going to see some serious volatility. I think Bitcoin's going to be kind of boring. I think Cardano's going to get boring, probably hanging out at 50 cents, 55 cents, kind of where we are right now. Could go lower, back to 45 cents. And then I think we're probably going to make our next leg up after that. So yes, Cardano at $1, it's coming, folks. It's definitely coming. But I wouldn't expect the ETF news to get it there. Another article I found talking a little bit about Solana and altcoins. Crypto Trader says new all-time highs for 2 altcoins incoming, and he talks about these dumb altcoins I've never heard of, but he issues a warning on Solana. Lastly, the trader warns that Solana could soon decline to a price between the Fibonacci retracement level of 84.50 and 71.67 after going on a massive rally that crossed the 120 level. Solana, in theory, should probably be going up given all the liquidity that was collected. That said, I still think there needs a bit of a cool-off period. Wouldn't be surprised to see this come down to lower levels like $70 or $80 again. I think the last video I made, I was talking about that as well. I don't like Solana. You guys know that. I think it's a pump and dumper, Sam Bankman-Fried coin. All the scammy YouTubers control it. But I don't think Solana is going to have its major crash until it gets over $150, $200. But with that said, you know, Solana is definitely showing weakness right now, hanging out at $100, just like most altcoins are. I wouldn't be trying to get into Solana until it's probably in the $70 range, maybe $78, $75. I might pick some up, but I do think we're going to go into a boring period with Solana and other altcoins, and people are going to kind of forget about Solana. It's going to hang out in the $70, $80 range. People are going to think it's not going to do much anymore, and then we're going to get the next leg up on Solana. So, like I said, we've had extreme bullishness in these markets for the last couple months. It's been really fun to see. Bitcoin gone all the way up to $45,000. Altcoins going absolutely crazy. Stock, MicroStrategy stock, Coinbase stock, everything going crazy. But I think a couple months of cool off, a couple months of going sideways, a couple months of Bitcoin having some mini flash crashes where it goes down to $40,000, $39,500, then we go back up. Altcoins taking a breather, just kind of barely making it. You see Solana right now under $100. Altcoins took a big hit. So I think we're probably going to be sideways for a while as I conclude this video. And I think that the Bitcoin ETF, like I said, will probably get approved. I don't know if it's going to get approved or not. Maybe it won't. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get approved or it gets delayed. But if it does get approved, I would expect a couple days of bullishness, Bitcoin $45, $46, maybe $47,000. Your altcoins might just get back to where they were a couple weeks ago. But then once that dies off, I think we're going to go right back to where we are right now. Like I've been saying, the big catalyst for Bitcoin right now is the 4-year cycles. It's the halving, which isn't happening until April. Traditionally, we'll probably get a sell the news during the halving, meaning about a month before the halving, we might hit a $50,000 Bitcoin. Your altcoins go up 20 or 30%. Then we get the halving, people sell the news, Bitcoin drops 20 or 30%. People are like, oh my God, it's all over again. Then as the months go by after the halving, historically, 5 to 6 months after the halving, Bitcoin will get back to its previous all-time high. So like I told you guys, that goes into middle to end of summer. So by middle to end of summer, I think we're going to be extremely bullish. Bitcoin hitting all-time highs again, altcoins getting ready to go parabolic. And then as we get closer to like November, December is probably when I'm going to be taking some serious profits. And then early 2025 is when I expect us to go back into a bear market. All right, guys. Overall, everything I said, I know it's kind of like, it's not like a super pump video, but I just feel like we need a few months of kind of chilling out. We need some more dumpage. We need some more cleansing of the souls. We need leverage to get completely flushed, which it kind of already did. But I just don't think this whole ETF thing is going to do what a lot of people think it's going to do. You know, I remember like a couple months ago, people were saying, oh, this ETF, Bitcoin's going to $100,000. I think I even said it. I think if the ETF gets approved, Bitcoin will go up to like $60,000, $70,000. I don't think that's happening anymore. Like I said, I think it's all priced in. I just feel like people are bored with the Bitcoin ETF anyway. I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't know if you guys are sick of hearing about it. So like I said, few days of bullishness followed by probably a dump and a pullback and then boring for the next couple months leading up to the halving. But we'll see. But overall, there's not too much news in crypto. There's not much to talk about. I mean, things are kind of dying down. I didn't even make a video yesterday because there really wasn't even much to talk about. Like, what is it? We're just going to like talk about the ETF, the possibility of an ETF, for every day. It's just so boring at this point. So we're in the typical boring winter phase of Bitcoin, but the good news is Bitcoin halving is coming up in April, and that should be the catalyst that basically starts the next bull run. You know, historically, we shouldn't even be in a bull market right now. We should still kind of be in that bear market, and we kind of are. Like I've been saying, this is artificial. Everything you're seeing right now in Bitcoin and these altcoins is artificial. Because of this ETF. It's kind of giving you like a sign of things to come. I always said it's kind of like the pre-gaming. The game hasn't started yet, and we're at our friend's house and we're drinking, but we're not even at the game yet. We're not even at the bar yet. That's kind of what's going on right now. And that's all because of this stupid ETF that I'm just sick of hearing about. But once that blows over, we're kind of back to square one, guys. We're back to where we were, where things kind of pull back, things get boring. Then, like I said, we start to go up as we get closer to the halving. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get that halving approval today. Would be nice. We'll probably get a nice little 15-20% pump, and some of these altcoins to get back to where they were. But you have to understand, like a lot of these altcoins will probably, if we get a halving approval, just go back to where they were last week. Like Cardano will probably go back up to 62 cents. Theta back up to $1.40. Like. The altcoins got hit pretty hard, so don't expect like, oh, Bitcoin ETF approved, $80,000 Bitcoin, Solana $180, Cardano back up to $2. That's just not happening. None of that's happening until the summer, guys. I can guarantee that the big run up in altcoins and Bitcoin is not happening till the summer. And we've already had the ETF run up from $30,000 to $45,000, and your altcoins up. I mean, some altcoins are up 500, 600, 800%. So now it's cool off time. In my personal opinion, it's cool off time, and just kind of a waiting game until the halving. All right, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.